All right, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakak Badash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And we are the Hebrew Israelites, which consists of the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Simul Indians, West Indians, and Haitians. And according to the Holy Scriptures, we're God's chosen people. Shalom to all the beloved brethren out there pushing this knowledge in sincerity and truth. Shalom to the few sisters, and shalom to Israelite foreigners who are scattered abroad. And what you're looking at is a true depiction of who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, whose real name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. And what you're looking at is a true depiction of who the world ignorantly called God, who the world ignorantly called Jehovah, whose real name in the Hebrew is Yahweh. When you call upon the Most High and His Son, you must say Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh means he to be, or he is. Bahashim means in the name, and Yahweh Shai means he delivers. Our Lord and Savior has come back to deliver the elect out of the nation of Israel upon the destruction of modern-day Babylon, aka America. I'm going to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai and Barakateh Yahweh. Barakateh Yahweh Shai, Barakateh Yahweh. Barakateh Yahweh Shai. The body Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai for another blessed day. The body Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai for the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. The body Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai for all you beloved brethren out there pushing this knowledge in sincerity and truth. And the body Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai for this opportunity to receive this word in sincerity and truth. All right, coming back at you another lesson through the Holy Spirit. But if you don't know, now you know. Saudi Arabia, the main country that's been doing business with the United States with the trading of oil for the Petro dollar, is pretty much not dealing with the Federal Reserve notes anymore. They're gonna join up the BRICS, which consists of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, to formulate their own currency, because this money system is on its way out. It's based upon debt. It's not backed by anything. The United States do not produce anything throughout the world. Okay, the only thing that the United States has been doing for a country like Saudi Arabia is helping them out with their military might. So the Lord is pretty much set this country up, this establishment, to be destroyed, and everything is happening according to biblical prophecy. So giving all praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. So I'm going to start off with Psalm chapter 4, verse 1. It says, "Hear me when I call, O God of my righteousness, when thou was enlarged me when I was in distress. Have mercy upon me and hear my prayer. O ye sons of men," right, the other nations, "how long will he turn my glory into shame? How long will he love vanity and seek after leasing?" All right, now peep this. Going to NLT. "How long will you people ruin my reputation? How long will you make groundless accusations? How long will you continue your lies?" Lies. People have been living off of lies for a very long time in this society. Okay, NIV. "How long will you people turn my glory into shame? How long will you have delusions and seek false gods?" One of the gods of this world is that Petro dollar. And a lot of us been led to believe by having a bunch of Federal Reserve notes that, that's how you make it in this world. But guess what? That was set up for a certain time, and it was based upon falsehood, based upon lies. But that, money is a defense. And having a large amount of money, you can do a lot of things. Money answered all things. But the wisdom, the Most High, is above all of that. Wisdom and knowledge shall be our stability of these times that's coming, man. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So the money system that we've been dealing with out here is based upon falsehood, based upon lies. So the Lord's getting ready to destroy all this stuff, man. You're dealing with unjust weights and balances. All right, verse 3. "But know that the Lord had set apart him that is godly for himself," and that's the elect. All right, that's the elect. "Yahweh will hear when I call upon him. Stand in awe and sin not." Stand in awe. This thing is happening, and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. And that's what we've been doing with this word. All right? We've been being still, following the protocol what the apostles and elders set up. And this thing is happening through the foolishness of preaching. Offer the sacrifices of righteousness and put your trust in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. Plain and simple. Now here it is.
2024, Saudi Arabia announced it would not renew the petrodollar. On June 9, 2024, Saudi Arabia announced it would not renew the petrodollar agreement. This decision reflects a broader trend of de-dollarization, where countries are increasingly seeking to reduce their dependence on the US dollar for international trade. This shift is part of Saudi Arabia's strategic move to diversify its economic partnerships and align more closely with emerging economic powers like China and the BRICS nations.
Right. So you got to do your, own personal research and get your understanding. That deal was struck with Henry Kissinger in the 1970s. All right. But Saudi Arabia been infiltrated, man. They've been infiltrated. You check out this information called the economic hitman. All right. So the Lord is in control, and he's man. The things are happening according to the spirit of prophecy. Okay, so hey man, these are some beautiful times. So United States struck a deal with Henry Kissinger, I believe, in the 1970s, to pretty much to deal with oil with the petrodollar, with the money system we have, and that's been going on since the 1970s. So as you can see, Babylon is pretty much out of here, man. So ever since then, we've been dealing with inflation. It's going to lead to hyperinflation, to where they're going to bring in the MOTB system, man. The whole world is going to be under that system, and that's going to tempt the whole world. You understand what I'm saying? The mark of the beast. That's going to be the new money system, where the Esau wants to control everything, your whole molecular structure, genetic structure. The Lord's going to throw a monkey wrench in there and destroy him by the brightness of Yahweh Shai's coming. Just give me a brief summarization,
In this video, we discuss this breaking news and how it could impact the U.S. economy and dollar valuation. The petrodollar system emerged in the early 1970s during a period of economic instability in the United States. After President Richard Nixon ended the gold standard in 1971, which previously tied the value of the US dollar to gold, the country faced rising inflation and deficits. In response to these economic pressures, the US sought a new method to stabilize its economy and currency. In 1973, US Secretary of State Henry Kissinger brokered a strategic deal with Saudi Arabia. Under this agreement, Saudi Arabia would sell its oil exclusively in US dollars, in exchange for US military protection and access to advanced weaponry. This arrangement was subsequently adopted by other OPEC nations, creating a robust global demand for the US dollar. The agreement stipulated that the US would provide military support and protection to Saudi Arabia. In return, Saudi Arabia agreed to conduct its oil sales exclusively in US dollars. This ensured that global oil transactions were carried out in dollars, creating a continuous demand for the currency and solidifying its status as the world's primary reserve currency. This arrangement facilitated a steady influx of capital into the U.S. economy, helping finance its deficits and maintain lower interest rates through the process of petrodollar recycling, where oil revenues were reinvested in U.S. Treasury securities. This created a symbiotic relationship with oil-rich nations supporting U.S. debt while enjoying U.S. military protection. This system provided several significant benefits to the U.S. By ensuring that oil transactions were conducted in dollars, the demand for U.S. currency increased globally. This allowed the U.S. to print more dollars without the constraints imposed by the gold standard. Consequently, this arrangement enabled the U.S. to finance its deficits more effectively and maintain lower interest rates, as oil-producing countries invested their surplus dollars in U.S. debt securities. The economic context of the early 1970s underscores
U.S. debt securities based upon debt.
The importance of the petrodollar system. For instance, during the oil crisis triggered by the 1973 Arab-Israeli War, OPEC's oil embargo led to a fourfold increase in oil prices, highlighting the necessity for a stable transaction currency. By 1974, oil prices had skyrocketed from $3 to $12 per barrel, further solidifying the petrodollar system's role in global finance. Moreover, the petrodollar system allowed the U.S. to purchase oil with its own currency, which it could print as needed. This unique advantage distinguished the U.S. from other nations and supported its economic stability by ensuring continuous global demand for the dollar. Despite its benefits, the petrodollar system has faced challenges over time. Some countries have explored alternatives to using the U.S. dollar for oil transactions, potentially.
And that's why they invaded Iraq. That's why they got rid of Gaddafi. They're like, yo, this money's not backed by anything. What we getting out of this deal? We can formulate our own and leave United States out. And they're like, So that's the formulation of the economic hitman. That's where you're dealing with assassination, coups, propaganda, and it leads to war. That's how Esau been controlling the earth, man.
Disrupting the established framework. Nevertheless, the petrodollar system remains a cornerstone of U.S. economic strategy and global financial dynamics. By creating a continuous demand for the U.S. dollar, the petrodollar system has played a crucial role in sustaining the global dominance of the U.S. currency and supporting the American economy through increased liquidity and investment in U.S. debt. The petrodollar system, established in the 1970s, included a process known as petrodollar recycling. This involved oil revenues from Saudi Arabia and other OPEC nations being reinvested in U.S. Treasury securities. This arrangement provided the U.S. with a consistent influx of capital, which was essential for financing its deficits and maintaining lower interest rates. This created a mutually beneficial relationship, where oil-rich nations helped fund U.S. debt, while receiving U.S. military protection and advanced weaponry in return. The U.S. economy may face increased volatility without the consistent demand for its currency provided by the petrodollar system. This instability could result in significant fluctuations in exchange rates and financial markets, affecting overall economic stability. The previous stability afforded by the petrodollar system helped to smooth international trade transactions and provided a reliable market for U.S. debt. Without it, the U.S. could experience more economic shocks and less predictable financial conditions. With a decreased global demand for the dollar, inflation rates in the U.S. are likely to rise. The federal...
See that? You see that? That's what we're dealing with. Inflation. Cost of living is going up. Everything you buy is going up. It's based on debt.
Reserve may need to increase interest rates to combat this inflation, which would make borrowing more expensive for both consumers and businesses.
We're consumers. You got a business, the same thing. That's dealing with loans. See, interest rates for your loans going to go up. You have a mortgage, the interest rates are going to go up.
Scenario mirrors past instances where reduced confidence in the dollar led to inflationary pressures and higher interest rates to maintain economic balance. Higher interest rates resulting from the need to control inflation will lead to increased costs for various types of borrowing, including mortgages, auto loans, student loans, and credit cards.
What? You see that? You see that?
As the cost of borrowing rises, consumer spending and economic growth are expected to slow down. This increased cost of debt can lead to reduced investment by businesses and lower consumer confidence, further dampening economic activity. The U.S. might face significant challenges in financing its national deficit without the support of the petrodollar system. Higher interest rates will increase the cost of servicing the national debt, putting additional pressure on the federal budget. This could lead to larger budget deficits and potentially necessitate cuts in government spending or increases in taxes to balance the budget. A reduced global demand for the dollar could lead to its depreciation. A weaker dollar would make imports more expensive, affecting the purchasing power of American consumers and potentially leading to higher prices for goods and services. This depreciation could also affect the U.S.'s ability to maintain its standard of living and economic influence globally. The decreased value of the dollar might also reduce the attractiveness of U.S. financial assets, leading to lower investment inflows. By examining the implications of losing petrodollar status, it becomes clear that this transition could have profound and wide-ranging impacts on the U.S. economy, affecting everything from inflation and borrowing costs to national financial stability and international economic influence. The BRICS countries are actively working to decrease their reliance on the U.S. dollar. This strategic shift includes exploring alternative currencies and financial systems for international trade. For example, India recently made a historic purchase of 1 million barrels of oil from the UAE using rupees instead of US dollars. Additionally, Russia has conducted significant trade with India in local currencies, including a $4 billion arms deal paid in rupees. Decline in the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. The shift by BRICS countries away from the US dollar is contributing to its decline as the dominant global reserve currency. This trend is accelerated by the expansion of the BRICS alliance to include new members such as Saudi Arabia, UAE, Egypt, Iran, Argentina, and Ethiopia, starting in 2024. The movement towards local currencies in international trade poses a challenge to U.S. financial hegemony and has the potential to reshape the global economic landscape. U.S. responses: raising interest rates. In response to the declining dominance of the U.S. dollar, the U.S. might raise its federal fund rate to attract more foreign investment and maintain demand for the dollar. However, this strategy has inherent risks. Higher interest rates could potentially slow domestic economic growth and lead to financial instability. Balancing these factors will be crucial for the U.S. to maintain its economic position. This shift in global trade dynamics underscores the evolving nature of international finance and the growing influence of the BRICS alliance. The diversification of currencies in global transactions highlights a significant transition away from the traditional dollar-dominated financial system. On June 9th, 2020.
So there it is, man. It's over for this place. So giving all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. If you don't know now, you know. So pretty much these different countries that it mentioned, they produce, and they've been making business with the United States for quite some time. The United States has been, providing military support. Now these other countries, they got the military support and upgraded weaponry from the Russians, man. So that links up with Ezekiel 38 being a guard unto these nations. So everything is based upon prophecy. So the whole world is pretty much saying we don't need your bullshit anymore. We don't need your dollar anymore. We can create our own. So the only way you can do it, you got to have military might behind you. And that's according to the scriptures. The scriptures say, let the weak say, I'm strong now. That's it. So we standing upon our watch. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 1. Habakkuk, inside joke. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me, what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that read it. So everything is plain and open. And the Most High is dealing with you. We are blessed to have this understanding and be on this frequency while the whole world is about to go into a chaotic state. People gonna believe like, no, it's not gonna happen, we ain't gonna do this. And it's gonna happen. It's according to Bible, it's according to biblical prophecy. Bible don't say that, blah blah blah. It's gonna happen. There's nothing you can do. You guys you're gonna be ridiculed. You're gonna be what you call what's the word I'm looking for, man? They're gonna try to make us look like we're crazy, all that shit. It's still gonna happen. Someone's gonna die. Someone's gonna be put to so-called shame of the world. It's still gonna happen. It's happening. It doesn't even fucking matter what any of you people think, man. It's all of the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right? For the vision is yet from the appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. And that's why these things are happening. We are at the end of an age, an end of a global rulership, the end of the wicked ruling the earth. And not lie, and not lie, and not lie. 100%. We're not saying it. These people of the society is saying it. We're linking it up with the scriptures. The Bible is the fact checker, man. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, and things are not tarrying. Things are moving fast. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. So whose soul is not upright? The Edomite soul. The elites of society. They've been programmed, been created to be the wicked. And the just are the Israelites, starting with the elect, and we live in by faith. All is vanity. You trust in leasing is vanity. You trust in the system is vanity. You trust in your job, whatever your career is vanity. This whole shit gonna be wiped out. The true generation wealth is gonna happen when the kingdom of heaven will be established on this earth, man. All right, for the Israelites, for Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. That's the true generational wealth. That's the faith we standing on. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, and his wine is war. Esau's wine is war. His philosophy is based upon war. He is a proud man, neither keep at home. He enlarging his desire as hell. So everywhere he been going throughout the world, taking over, leaving these countries in a large debt deficit. In their society, their backyard, their homes has been turned into rubble, been destroyed. Poverty, and as death, and cannot be satisfied. But gather unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people. All right, you got United Nations, you got NATO. All right, all these different nations got to come and bow down to him and play by his rule, which is all according to biblical prophecy. Shall not all these take up a parable against him? A parable means a dark saying. And a taught in proverb against him, and say, woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? So therefore, you got the formulation of the BRICS. It's happening. The Russians got they subs and all that right in our backyard. Their ships right in our backyard in Cuba. Cuba's not that far from Miami. And to him that laded himself with thick clay, that is debt, a debt-based system, man. All right. Batyat is the Hebrew word. The weight of pledges, heavy debts, man. All right. So they've been giving you that petrodollar, put your country in heavy debts for military protection. Why this country don't produce anything to balance out that debt? It's not going to work. Shall they not rise up suddenly? BRICS 2024, Saudi Arabia, June 9th, 2024, have joined BRICS. Shall they not rise up suddenly? BRICS, that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them. All right? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, and all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land and of the city and all that dwell therein. Okay? So what goes around comes around. Woe unto him that coveted an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of the evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cut off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. You see that, man? The evil covetousness he been doing throughout the earth. Cutting off people, nations, families, lands, set his nest on high, deal with his international space stations. All right, his aircraft carriers, he's up there, man, in the skies. All right. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe unto him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity. All right. Behold, it is not of. Well, yeah, but that's pretty much it. No, well, yeah, I'm going to continue because I'm kind of pressed for time, so please forgive me. So that's what he been doing. Everywhere he went is war. Ever since the Edomites been in power has been war. Different revolutionary wars, American wars, World War I, World War II. Been establishing everything he been doing through war. All right? Behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire. People shall weary themselves for the very vanity. So when you go to the NLT, give you a bit of understanding. Has not the Lord of the heavens armies promised that the wealth of the nations will turn to ashes? They work so hard, but all in vain. Because the true rulership is going to be on the Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. So this is all being formulated through Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai for the sake of prophecy. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. So that's what you're witnessing right now through the World Wide Web. True understanding, the true names and the true doctrine and true history of the Most High people is covered in the earth through the spirit of prophecy. We at the end of this so-called white man's rulership. Shalom.